Hi, I'm Josh Davey with Davey Coach, and today we are going to do a quick walk around of our non-CDL Turtletop Terra Transit. This vehicle is configured with 13 ambulatory passengers. That includes our driver, and then there's room for 2 wheelchair positions in the back of the bus. So in any state of the country except for California, it doesn't require a commercial driver's license because it's at 15 total passengers. Obviously, California draws that line at 10. So we're going to take a quick check on the outside of the vehicle, and then we'll pop into the inside and wrap it up around the wheelchair lift area of the bus. So to begin with, we've got a Bifold entrance door. It's electric. We've got an exterior keyed switch here. We can open and close the entrance doors of the bus from the outside without the vehicle running. These are also nice to keep in your pocket or wallet in case you accidentally lock yourself out of the vehicle, which I do an awful lot. We've got an exterior floodlight right by the entrance door area here too that's going to really illuminate the path to in and out of the vehicle for your passengers as they're loading and unloading the vehicles after hours. So not a whole lot going on the outside of this one. We've got our wheelchair lift doors towards the rear of the vehicle. We've got some skirt condenser fans around the back side of the vehicle here on the driver's side on the skirt. But otherwise, this is very much Turtletop's economy model. It doesn't have a lot of style on the exterior as far as the curves and ground effect contours that we've come to know and love with the Odyssey product and with the Van Terra. They wanted to take a little bit more of a simplistic approach and bring back the Terra Transit. This is an older model that they kind of resuscitated, revived, and reintroduced here to the marketplace a couple years ago. Absolute tank of a product. It's got all the same stuff going on underneath the skin that every other vehicle in their family of products does, with just a little bit more of a simple menu on the inside, so we're able to keep that price down and get you guys into a Turtletop product a little bit more affordably. Very low ground to first step. It's still at 10 inches, which is the lowest in the industry. We've got grab rails on the left and right hand sides of the entrance door area here. This is a forward entrance door, so you don't have a co-pilot seat. You're able to get that with the Odyssey, where we've got a full view co-pilot window, driver and co-pilot seats and entrance doors, and then this door is a little farther back inside of the bus body. If you're after a vehicle with a co-pilot seat, ask us about our Odyssey or our Van Terra models, and we can get you into one of those. Let's go check out the interior. All right, now we're going to check out the cockpit of the bus. This is where your driver's going to spend a majority of their time operating the vehicle, unless by chance they're helping load and unload wheelchair passengers in the back of the bus. This vehicle, again, is non-CDL, so you can have a staff or an employee member perform kind of a dual role there and not need someone with a special driver's license just to operate the bus. This is a non-CDL vehicle. So jumping up into the control area here, we can open and close the entrance door. This is a Momentary switch, so we have to hold it open and hold it closed. The dome lights in the back of the bus, they're wired hot, so as soon as the entrance door opens all the way, they're going to illuminate automatically, and then they'll turn off when we close the door and seal it properly all the way. Dome lights are a pretty easy on-off switch. We've got LED lights as a standard feature on the interior and the exterior of this bus. Both of those come with a lifetime warranty, so if you ever burn out a bulb, just give us a call and we'll get you a new one on the way. We've got our climate controls here. This switch controls our rear heater, so it's a low, medium, and a high position. So 3-position heater and a 3-position switch. We've got our rear air conditioning control. This is our thermostat. Depending on how much or how little cool we want in the back of the bus, we usually recommend to keep this turned all the way to the cold side. And then you've got a low, a medium, and a high position fan setting for this as well. So this is a very highly rated BTU output system. The way we stock this vehicle in general, it should be able to perform very adequately and well in any part of the country, regardless of whether you're in a cold northern climate. We've got a nice big heater in here for you. And if you're in a hot southern climate, we've got an air conditioning system with enough BTU output and overall horsepower to cool wherever we might send it, whether it's Phoenix or Houston or Dallas or Miami. It's going to perform well in any part of the country. That's pretty much it for the cockpit area, other than our interlock system here. So if we want to get power back to the wheelchair lift, as usual, we've got to put this in park. We've got to set our parking brake, which turns the PB light on, and then that indicates that we've got all 3 things in place with the interlock activated. We now have power going back to our wheelchair lift, so we'll be able to deploy that up and down and load our wheelchair occupants into the back of the bus and secure them for the trip. Everything else going on here should pretty much be familiar if you're used to being in the front of an E-Series any time in the last few years. You've got your stereo settings here. You've got your dash climate control for your dash AC. And with that, I think we're going to jump back into the back of the bus and check out some other features. All right, now we're in the back of the bus, the box on wheels, the passenger compartment, if you would, where we keep all those happy customers or unruly passengers, depending on what the trip need calls for. These are mid-back seats. They have a grab rail on each seat back that helps us navigate the aisle as we walk in the bus and out of the bus, and as we transition into our seat and out of our seat. If I am trying to get up out of this seat and I'm not the most spry, I have a bad ankle, a bad knee, or a bad hip, I'm going to pull on the sides of these seats, and that wears them back over the course of time. So as an alternative to that, we bring all the seat backs in with this steel reinforced grab handle so people can grab onto those and pull themselves up. By law, we've got to put these grab rails in the overhead. These meet ADA compliance. My grandma couldn't get one of these on her best day with a bad rotator cuff. But these seat back grab handles are optional, but it's something we bring in on all of our ADA buses because they're practical, they make sense, they're a really good value add for the back of the vehicle here. So we've also got fold up and down armrests. These are finished in the same anti-vandal material that these are, so you can't pick at these and wear them away no matter how hard you try. We've got standard lap belts here. Again, we've covered these in some other YouTube educational videos that we've done. And if you click on this link here in the video, it'll take you to our comparative demonstration where we go through a lap belt, a retractor, and an under-seat retractor. The under-seat retractor being the best value for the money out there by far and away. The seat covers themselves, these are a late evening color, but this is an antimicrobial material that we call nanoside, but it kills germs, over 600 kinds of germs and bacteria within minutes of contact. It feels like leather, it's soft to the touch, it's not going to remind you of riding the school bus back when we were all kids and sitting in the back of those stiff, brittle things. Very soft to the touch, like I said, feels like leather, looks great. Stuff's not surface coated, so it's not going to wash away or wear away. It's there for the life of the material. They weave it into the fibers of the vinyl. It's pretty incredible stuff. We can get you some more information on that. The sidewall and headliner of the bus have Turtle Top's unique tuck and roll finish, so that you'll notice a real absence of screw heads and beauty buttons back here. Those back themselves out over time in a lot of other products in the marketplace, and that's part of what contributes to the squeak and rattle factor that you get going on in the back of, oh gosh, every bus. If we haven't ridden on the back of a bus, it's squeaking and rattling. You've probably never ridden in the back of most buses in the industry. Turtle Top also reinforces the corners of their windows with steel corner gussets. They tie those into this 4 square side tubular steel cage construction, but basically they reinforce the corners or the high wear points of these windows with a piece of steel, so as this window's vibrating in place, your bus is absorbing roughly a 4.5 on the Richter scale driving down the road. You got passenger weight sitting in seats and seat frames, and there's frame rails that run down the middle, but you got a lot of weight beaten down on the outside of the bus. So that's going to progressively wear things loose. These windows are a big squeak and rattle factor, again, in every other bus in the industry except for a Turtle Top. But we've got this thatched tweed vinyl sidewall material going on along with the headliner area. Really dampens them and absorbs a lot of sound and dissipates it on the interior of the bus. And again, just kind of panning around, you're not seeing a lot of screw heads and things like that sticking out. So very easy to work on if we ever had to drop one of these panels to access any air conditioning hoses, which they conveniently and strategically run along the top side of the vehicle so that we can access them later if we need to work on them. It's a really smart build process there. So one last thing to point out is we've got the flooring coves as it wraps up the sidewall of the bus. Doesn't allow water to penetrate that seam where we've got the sidewall normally meets the vehicle. We just roll a flooring material up a little bit there, so we put a reinforcement backer, and yeah, that really just makes it easy to clean. In the wheelchair securement position areas in the back here, we've got a slide and click by Q-Straint. That is a state-of-the-art system. We're going to put another link to our YouTube video in here for another comparative demonstration video we've shot that shows the benefits of this system versus a traditional in-floor track, which again we've all known and loved for a lot of years, but this is a really great alternative option that we're seeing a big shift in the industry as it's going toward it. So with that, we're going to check out the wheelchair lift, and then we'll hop to the outside of the bus and go through the demonstration on how we make that go in and out of the bus. Well, it looks like I'm in a catcher's squat getting ready to take a pitch. We're actually in the back of the bus. We're going to go through the manual override on this wheelchair lift. So if the lift breaks, and they're mechanical pieces of equipment, they're built by human beings, we all mess up from time to time, and equipment fails too. So when it does, this manual pump handle is on the front side of the hydraulic pump. It's got a little cutout for some teeth in there that you can see. This slides in here, and this is what we pump the lift up and down into the bus with. So we're going to lock this handle here on the release. We twist this, and that releases the hydraulic pressure. The lift is now going to bleed out and down out of the bus. We close that valve by twisting it the other direction. And when we want to pump it back up and in, stick it in here, make it go up and down, and this lift will come up to level, and then it will eventually go back up into its stowed position. We've also got a cycle counter on top of the lift here. 750 is the number to remember there. That's the equivalent of 3,000 miles on your engine. You want to get your lift serviced at 750 cycles. Get an appointment scheduled with our service department. We'd be happy to take care of that for you. We're going to jump outside and check out the basic functions of the lift with the power pendant, and we'll get this video wrapped up. We're on the back side of the vehicle here. One big thing that we're noticing is missing here is the absence of a tailpipe spewing out exhaust right underneath the wheelchair lift door. As standard, it's hard to believe, but the exhaust port is exiting right underneath this wheelchair lift door. Typically, we're going to bring a wheelchair occupant over, we're going to get them kind of here and then maybe one more in line, deploy the lift. What an awful place to asphyxiate our passengers from. So one of the standard things on a bus that you get from Davey Coach is we take the time and we reroute that exhaust to the street side, and we put a chrome turned down tailpipe on it so that you're keeping those exhaust fumes away from your passengers. Open up the door here and get the second door. So first things first, we're going to deploy power to the wheelchair lift because we've already got our interlock set, our vehicle's in park, and the park brake is set. Take the pendant. We're going to unfold. Up to ground level, and we'll go down from there. Again, we recommend, as does the manufacturer of the wheelchair lift, that you don't ride the platform with the passenger. You want to stand clear of that, keep the cord clear as well. You get a pretty strong scissor action that will just cut this cord like a knife if you keep that cord anywhere near the arms that are opening and closing. So once we get out, kick plate deploys, we load our occupant back up onto the platform. We've got lights mounted to the lift. They're shining down onto the lift platform, and there's a really bright LED loading ramp light up there as well that gives a lot of illumination to the platform area. So from here, we get our wheelchair occupant into the bus, go back in, help them in, get them secured, and then to stow the lift, we're going to hit fold, get this guy back up into the lift. You hear a little bit of a squeal there, and we know we're done. Secure that pendant. Turn the power off, and we're off to the destination, or we're going back to the community. So that is a walk around, kind of a tutorial on our Turtle Top Terra Transit. These are our 13 passenger and 2 wheelchair securement non-CDL wheelchair accessible shuttle buses. We keep these in stock. They're available for immediate delivery, and they're equipped to pretty much operate anywhere in the country at a really high level of efficiency and service for you. So if you'd like to get into one of these or any of our other vehicles, give us a call, 1-800-873-1856. Check out some of our other YouTube videos that we've got some links for in there, and look forward to working with you. Thank you for your business.